And it's another lovely Tuesday evening, and it's time to get into Keeping It Real, the show that gets all my guests and myself to keep it real on issues relating to relationship, family, life, business, and everything else inclusive that affects the quintessential Ghanaian woman and gentleman occasionally. And of course, I usually do this with two lovely ladies, one of which has joined us today is the one and only Miss Judy. Hi, Miss Judy. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Today we have joining us for the show, engaging consultant, and joining us for the first time on the show, looking really lovely, we have Seela Banks. Hi, Seela. Seela is an entrepreneur, and I'm excited to have you join us today on the show. Hi, how's your week been, Seela?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah,
we're glad.
But the weather, a lot of
the
heat.
weather, no chale. But we'll figure it out. We'll live through it. How's your week been, man on the mic?
Man with
a mic.
I don't know why you want me to be on the mic. I am with the mic.
So the man with the mic.
Thank you.
How has your week been?
The week in itself has been okay. You see, the sun this afternoon was terrible.
It was. I can agree. It was scorching.
It made me so tired.
Yeah, I think
what were you doing in the sun?
Covering an event.
Okay. It's allowed. Miss Jude, how's your week been?
It's okay. You can't complain again. Like week in week out, you are complaining we are tired. So we are tired of complaining of tiredness.
Chaler. Now we're gonna go into a very interesting topic today, and it's on hookup. If you found out at a later point that your partner that you're considering marrying did hook up at some point in your life.
Considering marrying?
Yes.
Not already married?
No.
Okay.
Will you marry someone who has done hookup? Or maybe you find out that your committed partner has done hookup at some point before in their past. The big question is, what will you do? Do you understand the concept of hookup, man with the mic?
Yes.
What is it?
If I'm not wrong, it's like, okay, let me be very blunt.
Yes.
It's like an elevated form of prostitution.
To an extent.
Yeah, because instead of standing by the roadside and stuff, they hook up
In
over
virtual ways.
over virtual means, and they have sexual relations with people, sometimes total strangers,
And
for financial benefits.
Okay. But I'll get to that later. Now, our interesting dilemmas for today. We have two, as usual. So this one says, hi guys. So I have a very interesting issue that I'm dealing with. I just recently found out that my partner, whom I'm considering getting married to, was what you would call the male version of gigolo. So basically, what he was...
The male version of a gigolo.
And a male version of a hookup, what you call a gigolo. So what happened was that as he came out of university and went into the working world, he managed to hook up with a number of very high profile, very wealthy women who sort of financed his lifestyle for quite a while. He was at their beck and call and ended up amassing quite an amount of wealth from them. Beyond just betting them, he also helped them in different aspects, and in his reward got access to businesses, individuals who ended up giving him contracts, and now he's a very well-established man. However, he kept with this relations with one particular woman for an amount of years, only breaking up with her to now get into a relationship with me. The woman has not necessarily been very enthusiastic about him moving on, but I always assumed that he was a man that had made his money legitimately. Now people are telling me his sordid past, and he now assures me that he will never go back to it. However, I looked on his phone and realized that he is still in contact with this particular woman, the woman that gave him the most money over the course of their relationship. Now, I wonder if he would ever go back to her, if at any point in time he needs some sort of financial backing. I don't feel very secure dating this particular gentleman. And I would really like to know, am I wasting my time dealing with a man who used to do hookups? And is it always likely that he can always go back to them? It's quite interesting to see from the reverse, isn't it? Men who do hookup.
Okay, so when I saw the title,
Yeah.
I thought
You instantly
the
thought
other
women,
way.
yes.
Yes.
Oh
I
no,
thought the
gosh,
other
we
way.
have a second story that involves a woman.
Okay.
But then we'll start with this one.
So for me, everybody has a past, right? So some may be sordid, some may
Yes.
not be that sordid.
Yes.
But everybody has a past.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't particularly judge the person on their past. What I'll seek to understand is why that past. Okay, so let's take this your story. If say this guy's parents passed trucaciously,
That's in Truka.
if this guy's parents passed trucaciously when he was in first year, and it was either quit school or hook up to finish school. So he hooked up to finish school, right? Yes, he amassed quite a bit. Now, if he stopped when he came out of school, with whatever he amassed, he started a business and so he stopped that. I would
Forgive him.
pardon him, sort of.
Would you forgive a woman if she did the same?
Hold on. Hold on.
Just say.
I would pardon him, sort of.
Okay.
Right? Because it shows that it was a do or die situation.
What if he just wanted the financial benefits?
Good.
There's no
Whatever
issue there.
He just wanted financial benefits. Even when he was comfortable,
Yes.
he was still doing it.
Because clearly she said that he had done it consistently over a period of
for
time.
years.
He had made the money, but he was
But he
still with
continued.
one particular woman and
That-
only ended
You
it
see, that in
because
itself is a problem. The fact that he had amassed all that wealth and he stayed there.
well, there's money and then there's
Yeah.
there's
Is there anything
there's
like
money
enough?
and then there's wealthy. There's rich and then there's wealthy. So if the woman is wealthy and you are rich, you just want to stay by the money now.
No.
I don't know.
No. If that's what I'm saying, it's the circumstances. If the circumstances around your behavior can be justifiable, right? We will cut you some slack.
Okay.
But if like what you search for there, it gets finished and you're still there, it means you're enjoying the situation. Okay. Then the girl should be worried. Let's go to 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Christian Grey was in a sugar mommy situation
Right.
with Mrs. Robinson. Did it to a point and stopped. Even that one that he stopped, Mrs. Robinson was creating problems for him
Yes.
with Anastasia, right? Hey, people say this girl has already but yes, he stopped and went to make his own money. This guy did not stop. Even after he was making his own money, he stayed. It means he was enjoying what he was doing there.
Yeah.
So it was not really about, I look, I want to be a man of my own. And
Yeah.
He only stopped because he had found this girl and had decided, okay, I can't continue doing this and this.
Yeah, so I'll pick
I'm
one.
stopping this to go and do this, right? It means that he could relapse at some point because he enjoyed doing it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Flip it, make it a girl.
Yes.
A girl who fell onto hard times, did small, okay, to get herself back. And then, you see, if the person stopped and then made life of their, made a life of their own, before meeting another somebody and getting committed, I'll cut them some slack.
Okay.
It's not entirely justifiable, but I'll cut them some slack. There was a need. If they did it for the fun of it, some way, whether male or female, some
Okay.
way,
Sila, let me bring you into the conversation.
Okay.
Now, listening to a man, or this lady's dilemma, where her potential partner
Yeah.
has been seen to do hookup for his own personal benefits. Now she's afraid that he might always relapse. When there's a little bit less money, he might always go back to the same woman to give him more money.
Yeah.
She's afraid that she will be with someone who would almost always be looking outside. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's true. The tendency for him going back to doing hookup is very high. Like, it's very, very high. And even the tendency of him cheating too is really high. Because as he was a hookup person before and he changed
Yeah.
by meeting this particular lady, maybe the lady is kind enough to change him.
But he
saw
changed for you.
for me. Even if he changing for
He changed for you.
For the
what
lady.
makes you think he will relapse when you are still there?
no, he will. It will get to a time.
If we put the money aside,
If we put the money
if we put the money aside, he changed for you.
for me, it to get to a time, because you are staying for a particular person for a very long time. It gets to a time you feel like
He stayed with that one particular elderly woman for years.
He's had
because of the
multiple,
money.
but there's one
and
that's
there
that.
is multiple women involved.
Okay.
If, apart from that too, the woman has money. So let's say this particular lady.
Does the money justify it? When she said, as the woman has money.
Yeah, the money justify everything. Because if the woman is not having money, I don't think
She will be there.
he will be there. And now he's making his own money and has a girl. Maybe the girl that he has doesn't make enough money as he is making. So let's put a situation when he doesn't get that money anymore or something goes wrong. The tendency of him going back to the hookup life is
It's
very
big.
high. So it's a no-no. Like,
No, but you know, disclaimer.
Yeah.
Not all are university ladies. A lot of our university ladies have done these sugar daddy-ish things to sort themselves out through school. They are married, they are not going back.
Exactly.
True. So does your past
but how sure are you?
indiscretions? Does
She's
it, does
asking
it,
me how
does it,
sure am I? If we are to follow that, a lot of marriages will fall apart tonight.
does your past indiscretion sort of, if you found out that someone you were dating had done hookup before in her past, does that nullify every feeling you have for them?
Does that even nullify the person you know now? Okay.
Do they seem different?
Personally, it has.
Really?
You see,
Let's
I was
move
having-
without into the first.
I was having a conversation
Personally.
about body counts somewhere, and then somebody said, "No, 3 part yeah, approve 3 ah."
A whole three. And how old is this person supposed to be for that after at 33 pay?
Okay. A scenario that another person brought up.
Wow,
was-
21 3 pay.
Wow.
Madam.
No, it's a question.
It's okay.
It's,
I
there's
don't
three,
know
does it
how
have-
much
there's-
So, a scenario somebody brought up was okay, somebody did Lagos Avenue for years and then became Cref. Now she's a prophetess or a bishop or something. When you met her, she was in church. You saw how she has become a prophet, and then, and you married her. Then you find out that her body count is like 300 because those times it was 1 a day. Okay.
Wow.
She was
Well,
like
yeah.
every night. Okay, does that change the person you have come to know over the past few years?
For some people, it will.
Why?
Because they now have to take into consideration the fact that you are not as
Squeaky clean.
yes as they expected you to be.
That's changed though.
has changed.
Yeah. And the person is a changed lady. Yeah. And moreover, it's not randoms. Maybe it's relationship.
No,
agreement.
it's for some, what if some of them is randoms?
Yeah.
It's
If
actual
No,
hookup.
if she, that's what I'm saying, that this person may have done hookup
Okay.
when she was in uni and a few years out of uni.
Yeah.
But fast forward 10 years out of uni, Wasakra, she's a like,
Okay.
Now, you know,
Chris-
when you are with the person, that if you don't know, it's fine. But if you get to know, the idea in your head it to keep playing that this person has slept with a lot of people. Like
when that person was JU the keche, you didn't think about the fact that she left the keche from somewhere.
But how do men react when they find these kind of scenarios their way?
It takes a very mature man with a lot of heart to stay and be understanding of the situation. it will probably take a man who also has a past to understand, right? If it's let's call it a green naive man, it will not happen. It will end that day because he's like, no.
Yeah.
But somebody who also has a past, probably not as solid as this person's own, will sort of
Okay.
well, that's me. So maybe they will understand. But it takes either way. It takes a very mature man to understand that situation.
Okay. Is it fair to judge someone but based on their past crimes, sins, no crimes, sins?
For me, it will be why the sins happened, why the crimes happened.
Okay.
If we are able to justify it
If somebody, so to the movies, Denzel's movie where he held the hospital hostage because they wouldn't take care of his son because of health insurance, right? It's like, look, this is the last stand. If he doesn't do something, his son is dying. So he's robbing a bank or holding a hospital hostage. Understandable. If he's robbing a bank for robbing a bank's sake because he just wants money to go and blow in a club, please, that one
It's different.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Jude, let me bring you into the conversation. What are your thoughts about this particular lady's issue, one? And also, how does one deal with a partner that has an interesting past, such as hookup?
Interesting part.
As I said earlier, let the one without sin do the first one. I believe in forgiveness. Once the person is remorseful enough, has gone through the process and is willing to change, I am willing to forgive.
Okay.
We all have past.
Yeah.
What if I don't get to know at all? It's not in my power to judge the person for what the person did before he or she met me. But the person met me and, like in the story, he's ready to move on with the other lady. Let's forget the fact that things can go wrong and he might want to go back to the lady or not. Let's think positive. He's ready to move on with me. That is what matters now. We would still sue when we get to that side of the road, but for now, he wants to be with me. I want to forgive him. I want to be an angel today. I want to forgive him and be there for him to take him through the process. That is it. I also believe that if it should happen, it's just about trusting the fact that the person is ready to change. We all go through things that we are not ready for. People get married, they later realize that they were not really in love with the person and they met another person. It's a whole journey. You never know what will happen next. So it's all about forgiveness and moving on at that point.
Okay, all right.
Let me introduce another side to it.
Please go ahead.
Disclosure.
Full disclosure.
How did you find this out? You see, and
Exactly.
this is a problem.
Again, he said people came to tell her
Good.
about
So
his
that's another
sordid
part of the
past.
problem. If you met Bishop or Lady Bishop, whatever, okay, and every time she preaches, she's telling her past, preaching with it, telling people about it because, look, I used to be like this, I used to be like this, I used to be like this, and
But
I
people
have
will
become this.
hold it against you.
Maybe hold on. If it's open knowledge,
Yeah.
or not Bishop, but this guy, when you started dating and he was ready to propose to you and everything, and he sat you down and like, listen, I really love you, I want to make this permanent and this and this and this, but this is my past. I have stopped, I have changed. For you, I have changed. So, right, that's different. If he kept it hidden locked tightly in some Pandora's box, and you're now finding out, that is a big deal because then you're like, my buddy, why you not tell me this one?
You didn't ask the right question.
True.
What? Exactly. You didn't right.
This question, even from when the trust started building and you guys are getting deeper into the
You
proposal.
should say.
Yeah, you should
You
say.
don't need to be
say.
asked. You should
I
say.
didn't even ask you.
Why should I tell you?
How can
It's
I
my
come and ask my
past.
fiancé, have you done hookup before?
But do you know
How
that?
many people have you sucked?
Do you know that
Like,
you can
how many
ask a married man? I said this previously here that do you have a girlfriend? And he'll say no, just because they asked him if he has a wife. You ask the wrong questions. Why should I tell you my past when you have not asked? If by any chance you asked me that,
Yeah.
how many people
have
did you
slept?
date?
Yeah.
Yes, and you keep asking, it would.
How many people did you date? Oh, 6. 6, right?
But
you
hookup
are
is
assuming
different from
that
dating.
the 35-year-old man, he says he's dated 6 women.
Perfect.
Okay, that's like that's like
It's possible. Every 3 years.
Yes,
One.
it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But when you find out that the 6 he's talking about are the hookup consecutive, somebody lasted a good 10 years,
Yeah.
then you worry. Because he said 6, right? His hookup was not 20, 30 women. It was 6
And the
women.
fact
He
that
benefited from
The
it. People
fact
are
that
doing it
people
for
are coming
free.
back
And the fact that
telling
it's
you,
people who are now coming to tell you.
like it's a whole.
It is you and your man.
But is that something very important before you consider marriage? Knowing the person's.
Sexual history.
Yes. It is.
It is.
If they don't hook up.
Whichever kind of sexual history. Should it be
At this
the
point,
make or break?
let's assume that we've done our testing. We both have a clean bill of health.
Yes.
There's no STDs
There's no
lurking
STD
anywhere.
hiding anywhere.
But it's still necessary that you know about every single person I've slept with.
No.
I don't think you need to know every single person. I don't even think you need to know who was who, right? Just that, look, I did hook up for 5 years. Yes, I did hook up for 5 years. Say it.
What if I decide to tell you I dated for 5 years? Different
Dated.
people.
I'm not American.
It's still different. If you tell me you dated for 5 years and later I realize that you did hook up for 5 years, instead of you telling me
What's the difference?
It's a whole, no,
a big deal.
dating is you like officially dating somebody. It's official, but hookup is random.
You're still sinning. At the end game is you're still sinning. In this one, you're benefiting from it.
No, if
That
that's
is enough justification. The devil will be happy with you. Exactly.
profitable sin,
No,
right?
going to hell and it's profitable. You know you enjoyed what you did before you got there.
But you dating for 5 years, maybe you know the number of people, but hooking up random. Sometimes you even lost count. How many?
So wait.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get into our second story for tonight. And this one is from a woman. So it's coming from a man sending in a message. Hi guys. So my issue is quite interesting. I've met this lady and been dating her for the last 2 years. She is perfect in every sense of the word. We've gone through all the requisites process and are planning towards getting married in a few months. However, when it got time for my friends to start coming around her, 2 particular friends of mine always acted weird whenever they came around. And they all kept asking, hey, do you know your girl enough? Hey, do you know the girl enough? Hey, she be the one you want to marry. And I always kept insisting that, yeah, she's the one that's for me. However, when they realized that we had set a date for the next 2 months and we're planning to get married, they took me out. The 2 guys invited me out for drinks, sat me down and told me that, Charlie, I want to tell you the truth. Both of us have slept with your soon-to-be wife before. I was confused because I didn't know that they have never mentioned dating her. And then they dropped the bombshell and said that they never dated her. They hooked up with her. She was part of a hookup ring of sorts, which was largely centered around girls being randomly contacted, setting a price, coming over, having sex with the people, and sometimes over a period of time. In every sense of the word, she was a proper hookup girl, and they had passed her around amongst a group of other friends that we knew. In fact, they would do road trips together, and she would be the one that all the guys had slept with before. In fact, she had quite a bit of a past. I was heartbroken to hear this, and I actually confronted her, and she admitted that yes, because of financial issues, she did have to resort to hookup to pay her university fees, but she had stopped a few months before she met me, and meeting me and getting into a relationship with me solidified the idea of stopping it completely. So basically, she's been free from hookup for the last 2 years. All the period she was married, she's been with me. Sorry about that. Now the question is, I can't seem to get out of my mind all the guys that my friends told me she's been with, and all the different things she's done with them. It still keeps replaying in my mind, even though I know that she's absolutely incredible in terms of every aspect, and she's the one I'm looking for. I still can't get over her past. What should I do?
Ignorance is bliss.
I
you
swear.
see, so for the first story, she only found out he gigoloed. Didn't know what he did in the gigoloing.
Yeah.
This one, the boys have told him what they have done to and with her. Okay, so now he can actually like paint a mental picture.
Yep.
That one is difficult to get over because Charlie are like, hey, hey.
That kind of reaction. You can't shout now.
You are sitting down and then you see some maybe some obi necktie
Nah,
that is
foul,
passing.
Charlie.
You're like, hey, Charlie. The boys try, but they don't try.
At all.
They sat him down. Oh.
The boys they try.
information is too
They try
much.
say they tell him, but like they for no tell him.
That's not their business.
They painted the
Like,
picture too vividly.
Yeah.
It should be like surface picture.
Or at least give him pointers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tell him, go and ask her.
Exactly.
And let her tell.
That's critical. Well, we're gonna get on the line and speak to Ignatius Baidu, who also has opinions about it. Hi, Ignatius.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Ignatius. Thank you for joining us. So, what are your general views on dating or marrying someone who's done hookup before?
My views are it is not a bad thing for someone to date a hookup man or woman. Because at the end of the day, it's in their past or his past. So there's nothing wrong with that. If the person is ready to really, really settle down, then that is fine. But, society makes us sometimes behave in a way that we feel some way. You get it?
Okay.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so society make us feel like it's not good for you to marry somebody who has done hookup before and all that kind of stuff because circumstances makes people do stuff like that. And, this economical thing that we are in right now and even the world as a general,
Yeah.
and it's not everybody that has that kind of help from the home. You get it? There are some people who are doing it because they want a quick way of making money or a quick way of getting certain things for themselves. But the other side of the people that they don't have anyone to take care of them. So the only way they could do is this is what they want to do to achieve certain things and make some ends meet and all that kind of stuff. So to me, I don't really have a problem when it comes to someone doing a hookup. No. We are human beings. We need to understand each other. That's the most important thing.
Have you ever dated someone who's done hookup before?
Not really. I haven't.
You haven't. How?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think you'd react if a partner of yours was to say that they are or have done hookup at some point in their lives?
I will not react harsh. I need to know the reason why that made her did hookup. You get me? Because that's what as I was saying. People do things for funny reasons. People do things for serious reasons. At the end of the day, before you even marry or anything, the woman that you are with or you have been with have been broken by someone. So if he's not a virgin, why not? At the end of the day, if the person is okay and she has regretted of the things that she has done in the past, fine. But if she continues doing it, that's when it becomes a problem.
Oh, okay. Have you yourself ever done hookup before? Question.
No, please.
Okay.
Haven't.
All right. So, in your opinion, so long as it's in the person's past, they should just go ahead with it.
What do you say? Come again, please.
So long as it's in the person's past, they can just proceed with it.
Yeah. It's understandable and it's questionable. It's two ways. You get it? If you tell me from the beginning that, okay, this is what I did for my past. And in a normal sense or actual sense, when you take like 100 people, 1% will just say the truth. Unless you find out yourself that, oh, this girl, or maybe your friends go like, oh, get away, my dating that, oh, wait, no, you say. But at the end of the day, what I said, Maybe she has
Yeah.
realized, okay, I'm Buano, she's not okay with it, and all this kind of stuff. But there's some people, even when you get married to them, they will still do it. That's when it becomes a problem. That when they're mature, they're a bull rough off. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us, and we'll take a lot of your commentary in the right sense. But thanks so much for speaking to us, Ignatius.
All right, you're welcome.
Hookup. Now coming back into the conversation, hookup in modern day Ghana, it seems we hear more and more stories of people that are doing hookups. And I saw someone trying to tweet at me, and I'll find that tweet now. Someone sent it to my DM, and I'll try and read that out now on some of the issues that arise from it. But what are your general views on how people confront saying the truth about their sexual past to their partners these days? Man with the mic.
Well, the reactions have necessitated some of the lying. Because, like this conversation I had about body count that this person said, above 3, dear. Okay. So if in some previous passing conversation, she realized that above 3, dear, you know, go agree. The day you guys get tied together, Ubi sana beka chose say 1.
Yeah.
You are there, say 15.
Yeah.
Right?
Never say the truth.
Because of your reaction, if you let the person understand that, okay, yeah, I 15k be harm me, but I me the better my work, so yeah, you did. It being you and me knowing you, I'll let it pass. The person may tell you the truth. May or might tell you the truth, but because we become as a hindering. And we are bashing people over all sorts of things in their past.
Yeah.
So people will keep quiet over their past and deceive you until you find out on Tinder.
True. Okay.
Very true.
Sila?
Yeah, very true. Because it's the way people take the truth. Some people cannot really stand when you tell them the truth. So
And they are the ones who ask for the truth.
you always want to lie. Like you have to. You just have to lie to save that person. In case when the person find out the truth, you might not know what might happen. The person can even break down and cannot recover from that truth. So the best thing is just lie, or you pretend as if it's the truth,
Okay.
and you just live your life till they
So
find
let's
out.
find out. Miss Jude.
If I'm scared of losing you, really, if I've invested all my time into a relationship and I know that telling you about my past is going to cause problems, I know you are an unforgiving soul. Obviously, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to laugh my way through the whole conversation, and it's going to die down. If you find out at any point, fine. It's what you find out that we are going to address, but we are not going beyond anything. You don't need to know. It's my past.
That's actually funny. So whatever you've heard, whatever you see, that one doesn't concern me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What you don't know doesn't kill you.
Exactly.
Nana Kwesi says to get married, to get to a married point, it means you've experienced folks or who they've decided on, who they decided on such commitment. Okay. We've all got a past, some nasty, others cool. If you don't trust your potential spouse, do not commit to begin with. Leave them be for those who will trust them. Thank you very much for that, Nana Kwesi. Someone just slid into my DM and said, "Hey, Jay. So this one is hitting a little close to home. Reason being, I am carrying this dilemma. What happened is that I met a lovely lady through hookup. I was honestly a little taken aback, but because she was so beautiful and seemed so lovely, it became a reoccurring thing. However, I have fallen in love with her. I want to make her my actual girlfriend, and she wants to be the same. However, because I met her through hookup, I'm afraid of how my family, my friends, and everyone around me will react
They have to know.
to knowing that my girlfriend is a hookup girl.
Do you have to go into details telling people?
Do you
that
have to
you're
tell your
People will
your
find out.
family?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let
That's
them
the
find
thing.
out. When they find out, we'll deal with it. But do you have to go into
Exactly.
telling your family that I met her as a hookup?
But they will find out.
God has a way of making you meet certain people. It's God's way of making you meet that,
Yeah,
that your
yeah.
angel.
Okay.
They don't need to know.
But you know,
Hosea
this-
married a prostitute,
Yeah.
and that was God's direction.
Exactly.
But that one, God just wanted to show like He's God.
This
How-
one
how do
too.
you
God
know
wants to
it's not
show
like
He's
Jesus?
God.
Oh my. So how does this gentleman proceed?
All that.
Who the one we
Yes.
just read about? You see, he's complaining. You.
Yeah.
What was he? What was he doing
He
there?
didn't mean
Hooking
to
up.
fall in love.
Yes, but you
But
have
how did he
fallen.
get there?
He went hooking up, and he has hooked up. Now he's crying. I don't think he has an issue.
Wow.
Yes, because
Should he not proceed?
No,
Should he proceed?
Yeah,
He should proceed.
Proceed.
I don't see his problem. You were enjoying the hookup benefits.
Like he was paying for a bit.
Now-
Now he wants to.
no.
No, sorry.
No, no, yeah, installment. No, the thing is, you were indulging in the benefits of hookup, right? As in whatever gratification you're getting from hookup, you patronize the business. So if you have found somebody in the business, what are you complaining
But
about?
when the girl becomes an actual girlfriend, will he still be paying the money? Because
No,
I,
no, that one day.
Are you sure?
You get free service.
Do you know? I saw this. I saw
At
this.
this point, we have bought the car. We don't need to pay for
I saw
the
this
car.
funny, this funny video. Yeah, a guy was with a girl. Like they were good. He had dated her. He had asked her to be like he be
Yeah.
her boyfriend. And then they spent the night together. In the morning, she woke up and started harassing the guy. Like she woke up and then turned to the guy and said, "Hey, give my money."
Give my money,
And then she paused.
Yeah.
And the guy turned to her and said, "I'll give you." So, oh, baby, I'm sorry. What happened?
it's time.
I've seen another one, similar video,
Uh-huh.
skate thing. The guy gets up from the bed, lays around and finds his wallet and then counts the money and throws it on the bed. And gets up and wears his trousers and starts walking out. When he gets out of the bedroom and he's going through the corridor, and he sees wedding picture.
I just give my wife money.
It means it's something he does.
Yeah.
Old habits die hard.
Charlie.
The thing is, if you don't patronize these people,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be in business.
Exactly.
Which means you're
Well,
also actually
you're part
doing
of it.
Well,
Yeah, so it's
to an extent.
It's like a side chick who eventually becomes main chick, and then she's complaining that why does her husband have side chicks? Now where's side chick? Now what were you expecting?
no, but we are certain that it will end after us.
No.
Madam,
It doesn't end.
madam.
The cycle continues.
So, okay, you are in a situation where you have dated or you are dating or hoping to date someone who's clearly had an interesting past. How do you build trust that they will not go back to what they used to?
First, before helping them to build trust, you shall sapo musio. Take your painkiller.
Trust yourself.
Exactly. And get yourself to the point where you will not bastardize them over their past, but you will not put anything past them, right? Because if you are with somebody who, let's say, was having random sex 2-3 times 4 times a week, okay, yeah, he has slowed down for you, he has married you, blah 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 blah, you should know he could always relapse. So you should be ready to deal with that when it happens. Not necessarily that it would happen, but when it happens. That's fortify yourself. And then letting the other person know how much trust you have in them and how much you will support them. Yeah. Look, I'm here for good. I'm here for better or for worse. Okay. Look, if I find out you have done it, it will pain me, but I'm still here. I have a friend who said he told his wife, if you like, turn into a witch, we are still here.
Wow. We die here.
Yeah.
We are here together.
Okay. So if you don't put this, the thing is, if you don't put it past them that they can do it, when it happens, it won't be so bad. When you put them on a pedestal and think it can never go wrong. When it goes wrong, you are broken.
Yeah.
So if you understand that, okay, they are human, they are fallible, they can fall. Then when they fall, you have mercy on them. But then also build yourself up to deal with that situation. And then let him or her know that I'm rooting for you, don't fall. I'm rooting for you, don't fall. And keep them up. When the situation arises for them to fall, they will slip small and they'll go like, Charlie, she's rooting for me or he's rooting for me. They'll come back home. They'll probably come and confess to you that I
almost Silla, what do you think? How do they navigate this?
So first of all, you have to know the root. Like, why was the person like this? Why were you doing this? When you know that, you are able to solve the situation. And also, if anything, you guys have to go into therapy because the person has an interesting past and you really want to settle down with this person. You really want to trust this person. So with therapy and the right channels, you can take him or her can also help the trust journey with the both of you. So that's what I can see.
I like that. Miss Judy.
I side with it.
Okay.
The reasons why the person ended up doing that is very important. If the person is doing it for fun, is it something the person is willing to stop, give up, and be with me? Am I going to be able to provide the person those things that made him or her to do that? But if it's basically to pay fees, obviously the person has moved off it and is willing to be loyal to me. So I think the foundation plays a role. Trust is earned. The person has to make me trust him or her. You would have to make an effort that I'm not going to do this again. I am ready to be with you. I'm ready to stand by you and not relapse or do something that's bad. So the person has to help me too. I am not ready to go through all those processes of hurting myself and Charlie, life is tough already. Let me understand that you are ready to move on and you are ready to be with me as much as I want to be with you.
Let's take a drug addict. Okay. They may be willing to stop. They will put in the effort. Does that mean they don't relapse? No, they do relapse.
I get
When they're
that.
tempted.
I get that. But understand the fact that that is dangerous for your health.
Yes.
And you are willing and ready to stop.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to be there for you. But don't stress me so much that you are leaning so much on me that I'm also going to suffer.
Also starting to suffer,
Yeah.
So that means
So
when
make
you
that
are
effort.
not there,
You are
goes
just
back.
going to go back
Yeah.
to it.
And everything
Because we
happens.
might not always be together. So if I travel, you are going to go back? Nah, Charlie.
You have to be committed to
Committed
yourself.
to yourself that I'm stopping
Yeah.
this and I'm ready to stick to it.
But
Okay.
I wanted to ask some question. Why is hookup all about? Let's say the person says she wants to go and get her school fees. She wants to pay her school fees.
It'd be
Because
4 months.
people don't
Because-
necessarily do hookup for
Because
just.
quite
I think
frankly,
it's 4 months.
It's for financial gains.
a lot of it is for. Well, it's not everybody that's in school.
Yeah,
So
but when
Some
you
people
ask
want-
them, why
want a
do you
house,
do
some want a
hookup? It's because of school fees. That's
Most
what they
people,
say.
yes.
Because they don't have the means.
how do you take the
The university people, they don't want to be seen standing by the roadside.
Okay, so they
So
do the
they've
classic one.
advanced. Yes, they've advanced it to virtual connections.
Yeah.
Then nobody saw their phone, so nobody saw their chat.
Yeah.
So then a lot of them seem to be school people who want to pay school fees and stuff.
But they are
Hostel
coming.
Or uni hostel.
There
I
are,
think
there
the
are also
lifestyle.
people who just
want
want
it
to
for the lifestyle.
buy Brazilian hair and all
Yeah.
of those things.
But some of them are coming from good homes.
Like, see,
The
thing
parents
is,
are paying
for
their
the one that wants to do Brazilian hair and nails and I would have a problem with that person, like a person I'm dating who has done hookup because of Brazilian hair. That's a very fickle human being. Exactly, that's a very fickle human being. So I would have a problem if the person did the hookup so she could buy hair and shoes and sister, be content to talk
That's
to
a
you.
wasted hookup.
That's a weekend.
We have about 3 minutes more to go. I don't know if we have enough time to open up the phone lines. But I'll take your final word. Maybe give one person like 30 seconds to say their piece. 0559-242-717. That's 0559-242-717. While we take our final words on hookup and how, if you are faced with that situation right about now, what you should do. But the lines are clear. Okay, hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Nana.
Nana, what do you
Yes.
think about marrying someone who's done hookup in their past?
It depends on who you are asking. That will determine whether it's going to be an issue or not.
Okay.
You see, you guys have said a lot. But you've not mentioned the part where you after committing, you might meet people who have been involved with male or female before, and they are going to move that person that way. Are you ready for that too? Do you understand? So you have to be there for them, and that is immediately. It's cool. You see, before you get to the marriage point, which means that you've experienced these people for who they are, and you like to see. That is not how you say you want to marry them.
Yeah.
So if the past comes into the picture, now it's up to you to decide whether you'll be dwelling on the past or you'll be focusing on what is right now.
Sure.
If you don't trust them, just don't venture.
Okay.
Don't venture. Don't commit, and after you'll be second guessing them all the time. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they? I have a friend who was into the first one, not the upgraded one, the first one, for a good reason. Look, the mom is not able to work. She ended up doing prostitution, support the little sisters, and now she's done with nursing school. She has stopped married and living her life. If I had judged her, I'm not sure I would have been a friend.
Okay.
But everybody did. You know, they didn't understand. She tried doing the corporate. She tried the whole employment thing. But guess what? She's being paid 500, 300 cities. And she's looking at all the bills she has to pay.
Exactly.
And she's asking herself, how long am I going to continue doing this? Somebody introduced her to it. And she realized that I'm making the same money that they are paying me for a whole month. In a day. Well, let me buy into the idea to the point where I'm out of it. Today she's married and she's a nurse. So when you experience people who are into these things for who they are, you have a different view when you see them all. So me, when I see them or I see anybody do that, I don't judge them one bit. Because yes, I might not be doing the same thing, but I'm not better than them. If you don't trust who've been there before, don't commit and worry them. For starting.
I like that. Thank you so much for that, Nana. Very, very wise words. And that's unfortunately all the time we have. So all those calling, we are sorry. Next time we'll take more calls. The man with the mic, communication specialist, Sila Banks, entrepreneur, and Miss Judy are my guests for today. Oh, that right, Miss Judy, guest for today. Bars by G. My name is AJ Akwakosapa. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back your way next week, but of course we have our repeat during the week right here on 3FM 92.7, and then you can catch the podcast version on our 3FM podcast channel on all the streaming platforms across. Thank you so much. Coming through, Lord, with the news at 8, and then wind down with a coffee right after that.